Hello and welcome to the Blue Shadow Podcast. My name is Joey,
I'm Dan.
and today we're going to spend some time talking about Skeleton Crew. This is the next upcoming Star Wars show on Disney Plus. We haven't had a Star Wars show since this summer with the Acolyte, and we've talked about it a little bit with the trailer reveal and everything. And I just wanted to take a little bit of time as we've seen a few more things, Black Series figures, an article here and there about it. I just wanted to gauge our temperatures. Are we more excited than we were at first? Less excited about neutral? Just kind of take a second and just have a little conversation about it. So I'll send that over to you, Dan. How are you feeling about Skeleton Crew now?
I'm more excited.
More
It's new
excited.
Star Wars. It's new material.
It is. What
It's
specifically has you more excited?
I read something online and it was described as a low stakes story. And I'm like, that's perfect. I,
I
I love the high stakes, but sometimes you just want a relaxing, refreshing show.
Especially
And I
the
don't
Acolyte was very depressing.
and I don't kind of like if you've listened to us talk in the past, Joey harps on me about playing The Last of Us Part 2, and my response is I don't want to feel bad about myself when I'm done watching it or playing it. And I feel like I won't with Skeleton Crew. I'm very
I
excited. It seems very Goonies-esque.
and I think that that's their goal. It feels like Goonies, Stranger Things, Star Wars, all wrapped into one.
I'd hope it'd feel like Star Wars.
But I don't think those things inherently have very much Star Wars aspect to
No,
them. But it's like rolling it in, and
yeah.
I that is like the sense of adventure. I think we did a lot of adventure in like Mandalorian season 1. It felt like we were like on the frontier, like exploring
Hmm.
totally uncharted things. And I loved Ahsoka. It was my favorite Disney Plus show. But we're doing things we know. There's always something exciting, and this was the case with the Acolyte. Doing something, where we're not familiar with the characters, where we're not necessarily familiar with the settings or anything. I know we know
Hmm.
that like I'm sure there'll be some sort of connection. It's in the Mandoverse, but just that kind of like optimism of learning new characters and everything is very exciting to me.
And there's no expectations of what the character should be.
That is true. I do want to touch on something that you talked about not feeling guilty about like not feeling bad about yourself. I Master Soul was easily my favorite character from the Acolyte. I loved him so much, and the whole time I was like, Master Soul's best. And then you watch more episodes and you're like, Master Soul did nothing wrong. Then you watch the last flashback episode and you're like, oh no.
S- Some of us didn't have that blind devotion.
Spoiler alert for the Acolyte, but when Vernestra was investigating Kofar and like everything was happening, Dan was like, she's gonna pin the murder on Master Soul. And I was like, how dare you, Dan?
Oops.
All this to say, I like you were saying, I don't think that this is gonna leave me with that feeling like, oh my God, my favorite character is a terrible person. And I don't think
Yeah.
Saul is a terrible person, but like I identified with that character and it's like, oh my God.
I think the show is going to leave us with a sense of adventure and really getting back into the roots of Star Wars of it's new, it's fun, channel your inner child, go on the adventure.
I
And,
have go ahead, sorry.
and now that I'm just excited for it.
I have some thoughts. This, was originally supposed to air last Christmas time, last December holiday
Mhm.
time, all that. It was delayed a full year. We know it was more or less done. We know it was practically completed. Do you think that this has some sort of connection to Life Day and like that's why it was delayed and stuff? Or do you think it just is like they knew they wanted to put the Acolyte out at this time and Bad Batch was on, so that it just ended up going a whole year round?
I, I don't try and get in the minds of the people who work with the mouse. Whatever reason they had for delaying it, I'm sure made sense. Um, Maybe they just knew they wanted. I don't want to say they know they have a hit, where they're trying to follow up a riskier show with a good, like a solid show, or
A more family oriented.
maybe they want to use it to lead in to the Mandoverse more and
I
really because I apart from the Acolyte, all shows are pointing to the Mandoverse and guiding us along to the eventual First Order.
which
So I
is
think
exciting.
the Skeleton Crew will be no different. We will get some element. Oh, do you think Carl Weathers is in it?
Probably not. I don't think. I can't
Maybe
rule it out.
that's why they delayed it.
Oh, Carl Weathers died in January after they would have already delayed it.
Oh, well,
Poor Carl Weathers. All I'm trying to say is I love Christmas. It is currently October while we're recording this, but I love Christmas. And
Thanksgiving's a holiday.
I
Thanksgiving is a holiday.
I want to I love Star Wars. I love Christmas. I want Star Wars Christmas, Life Day, not the holiday special. It is there's something special about it, but that's about it. I want a Star Wars story set around Life Day. This is crackpot theory time, but I just think it
Oh
would be
boy.
fun.
Oh boy.
Anyway, I just wanted to have a little brief conversation, but I did kind of want to say, Dan, we talked about this a little before. Are there any recurring characters, maybe Grief Karga, that you think we might see? Because it is in the we can't pretend like it's not in the Mandoverse, and I don't think Grand Admiral Thrawn's Star Destroyer is gonna like burst on the scene in this. So, I feel like we're gonna have to like end up clipping this when it
I
does,
feel
but
like if we get anybody from the Mandoverse in this show,
and we know Vane, the pirate. Let's just clarify that.
yes, not Vane, you can give me a reaction and a rating based on this guess. Fennec. I think we're going to see Fennec.
I
If
think
Ming-Na Wen.
I would love that because I think Fennec. I can't remember. We talked about this not too long ago. I don't even know if this was just like a normal conversation, not on air. But like Fennec was a wonderful character that needed more, and
Hmm.
I think she will get it in time. And this would be a great place. Like I could see them like crossing paths with Boba or something. Maybe the spoiler is this show's secretly about Boba Fett.
Bigger spoiler. The kids from Book of Boba Fett.
Are the
That's the
kids from
Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew?
Yeah, they grew up.
Oh, that's kind of an awesome theory. I'm gonna go unlikely on that one.
I think so too. But
I
I think there's a chance we see Fennec.
I think Fennec's a great choice. Someone in that kind of area. I'd love to see Cobb Vanth again. But last time we saw
Oh
him, he
yeah.
was kind of. I think we're pointing in a similar direction, like Mandalorian, not background, but like
Adjacent.
Mandalorian adjacent characters. I mean, I'll throw my hat in the ring for Zeb. He's going to be in the movie. He's not going to be in this.
Oh, stop.
Maybe Tech from the Bad Batch.
No. Still falling for that one.
Oh my God. I have to share this with you. If you're not familiar, there's this amazing person that makes these cool like Star Wars clothes on Instagram. It's called the Night Squadron. If you haven't looked at it, his name's Mario Reyes. And he makes these crazy cool like handmade Star Wars stuff. And there's this shirt that has like this cool embroidered tech helmet, and then on the back, it's like him like dangling from in similar fashion, if you know what we're talking about. And it says, "When have we ever followed orders?" Is like the rope he's on. Dan is laughing because he knows how hard it hit me when that event happens.
Not as hard as him when he hit the ground.
All right. Anything else to add to our temperature check on Skeleton Crew?
I'm very excited for Skeleton Crew. Um, it's new, it's refreshing, it's different. I want it.
I wanted to. I'm very excited. When it was first announced, I was like, okay. When they showed us the first pictures, I was like, all right. Now as we are approaching it, I really am getting very excited. And any addition to we haven't seen the Mandoverse into Ahsoka, which is a good while ago. So
Yeah,
I'm excited to hop back in.
me too.
Anything else to add?
December 3rd.
Yeah, Disney Plus.
Can't come soon enough.
Very true. Then it'll be Christmas time. With that, please let us know if there's anything you're looking forward to that we haven't touched on. Is there any characters you think might show up? Last time we talked about Hondo and Naka. I'm just waiting for Hondo and Naka to show up in the Mandoverse. Perfect candidate.
I think that's who honestly probably would be the best fit.
I'll like do a somersault off my couch if Hondo shows up. I
Who
love
would play him
Hondo.
in live action?
Jim Cummings in a suit, of course.
I've
Like the
heard rumblings of
animatronic.
Johnny Depp.
I don't know. They have
No,
such a spotty track record of like using the voice actor. Anyway, we're getting off topic. With that, thank you so much for listening. If you could consider leaving us a review or a subscription on YouTube or the podcast platform of your choice, and consider giving us a follow on Twitter or X at Blue Shadow Pod or on Instagram at Blue Shadow Podcast. We thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate your time. Let us know your thoughts on Skeleton Crew, and we'll see you next time.
see you next time.